In this video, Max and I discuss and unbox 2 Diecast Hot Toys. It's heavy metal! Let's talk about it!
Welcome to the Gastlecast. We're glad you're there. You get the right time. We had an all-time high. Uncle's Hot Toys and John's own mind. Stick around, like, comment, and be sure to subscribe because life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. And remember, at these hour long, we are together. Yes.
This video was a ton of fun to record and create. Max and I unboxed 2 brand new Hot Toys, and both of them are die-cast.
It's crazy. These guys are so heavy, you guys won't believe it.
Believe it or not, one of these Hot Toys weighs 7 pounds and the other one weighs 5 pounds. The 2 Hot Toys that we unboxed, RoboCop from 2014 or 2015.
And also we have Iron Patriot.
From Endgame. So both of these Hot Toys are massive. Which one do you think weighs 7 pounds and which one weighs 5?
That one weighs 7.
He weighs 7?
Yeah.
That one weighs 7, Max. Come on.
How would I have known?
We unboxed both of these figures, but Max connected all the different weapons that go on the Iron Patriot, and let me tell you, that was no small feat. You deserve a little bit extra credit, I think, for that.
Extra likes.
Extra what?
Extra likes.
Extra likes? Okay. You know you didn't get enough likes last video we did this.
Oh, no, we didn't.
No, you were supposed to get 300 likes.
And we only got like 280.
And we were going to give you a Black Series, Black Suit Boba Fett. But we didn't get to 300 likes. What's wrong with you people?
There's still a chance.
There is still a chance. So go and watch that video where Max and I discuss the Boba Fett Hot Toys figure. Give it a like. Let's reach 300 so Max gets his Black Series figure.
And if that happens, we're going to make a video about it.
So first, check out this little vignette that we put together. We recorded Max putting all the weapons on this Iron Patriot and we sped it up fast for your enjoyment. So we hope that you enjoyed that little vignette. It was a lot of fun to put together.
What do you mean? You were eating chicken fries.
Chicken fries?
No, wait, they were cauliflower sticks.
I had chicken tenders while you're in here working.
Cauliflower tenders. You said this is so fun. I was the one doing the whole thing. You were out there enjoying your life.
That's why it was fun. This figure, RoboCop, released sometime between 2014 and 2015. He's a bit old, and they actually have a RoboCop 3 figure coming out sometime later this year or next year. I actually almost pre-ordered that figure, but somebody had this figure up for sale at a pretty decent price. So I jumped on it because this thing's amazing. I mean, look at it. It's RoboCop. And this Iron Patriot came from a sale that was on Sideshow.
This is probably the heaviest figure that we've gotten.
Oh, it's the
so
heaviest
far.
figure, yes. Would definitely not recommend a new person or a newbie to buy this figure. This figure, it's too much.
This gun goes on like it's a puzzle. It's like, build it, put it on. These underguns right here, these have two pieces in them that clip on, and this piece that clips on.
So you have to clip on the gun under here. There's a rocket launcher piece that goes on here. There's a cannon up here. And of course
These
you
are
have
missiles.
Yeah, these missile launchers that are up here, you have to snap those on. Those go on little arms. It has multiple battery compartments. This thing lights up and he looks awesome. So there he is in all of his glory. This is one powerhouse of a figure. He has so many different weapons, so many different attachments, lights. He's got it all. Literally, he has it all. But he's sort of hard to pose because he's just so big and bulky. So it's hard for me to figure out how to do much with him. Although I know there's a lot of people out there who pose these figures and they can do some really exceptional things.
Disclaimer, before we keep going.
Sure.
This figure, even though it feels like it's one of the strongest, I feel like it could fall over and just break in half. Because of its weight, it'll fall on the ground and smash to pieces. But it's an awesome looking figure.
It is an awesome looking figure.
And in all of its glory, it is crazy looking.
Yeah, it's really crazy looking. And I know that there were parts on this thing that we're trying to figure out where they go. We actually had to go to the instruction manual an awful lot with this particular figure. And it's far different than our RoboCop. RoboCop, you could pretty much figure out exactly what went where right out of the box. This is a very simplistic figure.
I love RoboCop's like guns and how detailed he looks.
Yeah.
And if you saw from our little skit that the holster actually opens up.
I love that feature. It actually opens up just like in the film. I didn't think that it would have this capability, but it does.
Gun goes in it.
And the gun goes in it, that's right. You can actually put the gun down inside that little slot. The only problem with this figure for me is that his thumb falls off. They're not all like that. The little ball joint sort of slips out of the hand itself. I think it's because it's been cracked or something. So I'm gonna have to repair it.
It makes a few of the phrases from the movie. The controller, we don't have batteries for it right now.
Right.
But, so back here, there's this little magnetic piece, and it goes in to the back right there.
Oh, look at that. So it comes with a little magnetic piece so you can pull the back off.
And then listen to this.
Serve the public trust. Protect the innocent. Uphold the law.
This thing actually comes with a controller. It's really bizarre. I've never seen anything like this on a Hot Toy, but maybe it's on a lot of the classic ones. It comes with this little controller contraption. It has an on and off switch, and you push in the B, or it looks like the B and the O together, and it will make him talk. But the batteries that were in here were corroded. The original owner didn't replace the batteries. Yeah, they were in bad shape.
They were totally fried.
Yeah, they were fried. So we took those out. We're going to have to replace them. We didn't have replacement batteries yet, but I'm sure he says multiple phrases, and that's just one of the phrases. So you'll notice that RoboCop actually has his speech box underneath of his chest, and I've never seen anything like that before on a Hot Toy.
Right now it's battle damaged, but we can make it so that it looks regular.
Yeah, so it comes with a battle damaged helmet and a battle damaged chest plate, and we have the replacement here. So now you got a shiny, brand new chest plate, and then his helmet can come off as well. But even better, the little mouths can come off.
Show him the funny face.
And Max has a favorite. So Max likes this face where it looks like he's doing a kiss or something, which is, you know, it's a face that he does make in the film. And then you just attach his helmet on top. It's all magnetic. But this is such a great figure.
You know
Everything
what this
about this
is?
figure is amazing.
Do you know what this is?
What?
Heavy metal.
So I mentioned before that the thumb is broken. It has like a little thumb issue. It just comes
fits,
off. The reason why I think there was a problem with this thumb is because it comes with a die-cast gun. So you get two different variants of his pistol. So you get this version, which is just a regular plastic version of the gun. And I kind of like that a little bit better only because it has some details and things on it. The die-cast one is straight up just a black gun, but it's heavy as hell. And when you put it in his hand, I imagine that over time, you can weaken his hand, his thumb, and all the little fingers that are attached.
These hands are all posable except for the spike hand and the punching hand.
Oh, right, so he doesn't have a shooting hand.
So the shooting hand, I think, the metal one just doesn't even work in his hand because he doesn't have an actual assigned shooting like finger.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't have like a specific shooting hand.
And so these are all kind of like a little weak. They kind of bend really easily.
Yeah.
And so this could all just fall out of his hand really quickly.
On the back of his leg, he actually has like these, I guess you would consider that a piston. And the only issue is they sometimes come free of the little metal brackets that are back here. But look at all the detail here. This is amazing, right? Posing die-cast figures can sometimes be hard because they're just so heavy. This guy poses really well. I do notice that there is some rubber in between that connects sort of like all these different metal pieces and things. I don't see any issues, although I've heard that some of the figures like have rips and tears in them. The only issue with this figure, and it's old, right? We're talking
the thumb.
We're talking about like what, 7-year-old figure, 8-year-old figure. The only problem is the thumb. Everything else is perfect. Even the voice box still works. That's amazing, right?
Yeah. So one funny thing about this War Machine while we were doing our skits is this thing tried to fall over so many times.
This figure, it can get a little sketchy when you're, posing him and things. Once you kind of mess around with him a little bit, you start to feel a little bit more confident with it. I would say the best word for this figure is overwhelming. And he doesn't come with a dynamic stand either. It's ridiculous. It's humongous. We're having so many problems here with these die-cast pieces. It's unbelievable.
What you guys should do in the comments right now is tell us who your favorite is.
Everything moves on this thing, and you can like even close the little rocket launcher piece here, right? So you can kind of shut that. This gun back here doesn't have a whole lot of movement, but it does have some movement to it, which is cool. It has like these little pistons on it as well.
There are so many ways you can put different guns on it. There were like 3 or 4 different guns just for this piece.
Well, just
There
for
was,
the
like-
bottom part.
Yeah, there was this shotgun piece, and then there was like a machine gun
Wow.
and like a missile launcher for it.
Wow. The back of the figure actually becomes sort of like a container, like a little compartment where you can put different pieces. It's magnetized, so you can kind of just hide it up inside of this thing.
Once you pose it, you gotta come back here, like to this weird stand that doesn't move at all, which is very annoying if you got a figure that kind of wants to fall over.
There he is. So that's a good pose. So he also comes with a Don Cheadle head sculpt, so he looks like Rhodey. And there he broke. There he goes. Yep, he's falling over once again. Let's see. What do we got?
These are all the parts that we didn't connect to this character.
So here's the Don Cheadle head sculpt, and they did a great job on this one. If you put Don Cheadle's head in this thing, he looks like a turtle. You have to put on this sheath that goes over top of this body, right? So there's that, and then finally you can put his head down inside of it. Look how ridiculous he looks in this. I just don't like it at all.
It really does look weird in there. But what is your favorite?
My favorite's definitely RoboCop, but I really like this Iron Patriot. I just wish...
I wish that everything would actually stay on.
You're supposed to pose them and then, like, leave them big.
But something about that, what you just said, the pose part of it, there's no posing this.
It's tough. He's just so heavy.
You need to pull the parts off.
It's
if
hard
you're
to
gonna
balance
pose it.
him. He's a balancing act, this figure. But he's great. I highly recommend, if you like this particular character, that you pick it up. I mean, he has the most amount of guns, most amount of accessories I think we've ever gotten. The most amount of guns you can put on one figure is this Iron Patriot.
He's very heavy metal.
So final thoughts on the Iron Patriot. Absolutely love the figure. He is a little annoying when it comes to posing him. He comes with so many different accessories, and I think you can look at that as a positive thing and as a negative thing, because again, it can get very overwhelming. But overall, I love this figure, and he is super aggressive looking. He looks like a walking tank, but he looks awesome, and I'm really glad to have him in my collection. RoboCop, on the other hand, is a legendary figure in my opinion. He is a super grail of mine, and I am so glad to have this in my collection finally after waiting for so many years. If you guys want to pick up your very own RoboCop, highly recommend that you go and check out Sideshow.com. They have a RoboCop 3 there available. He comes with a jetpack, but I believe overall, he's exactly the same figure as I'm showing you right here. Iron Patriot is also over on Sideshow, and you can purchase that one right now. I think there's some sort of deal on it, maybe free shipping, but I highly recommend that you check it out. Add them to your Marvel Hot Toys collection. You won't regret it. but I will tell you, it does get a little complicated, but hang in there and get this guy posed up, because once you have him posed, he looks awesome. So what do you think of these videos that Max and I have been putting together lately? Do you enjoy them? If you do, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We've got all sorts of cool stuff to offer right here on the Gastlecast. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Garrett, aka FastMode24, Michelle D, Mir A, Rollies, Christopher Stevo, Jimmy Tauber, Brian Dill, Dirty Deuce, Marshall Owens, and Run the Canoes. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Thank you for staying until the very end of the video, and I just want to remind you to head over to PoppinOffToys.com and use promo code Gastlecast to get 10% off of your order. They got Funko Pops, Funko Sodas, and Funko Mystery Minis. They've got all sorts of stuff over there. Head over to PoppinOffToys.com, use Gastlecast for your promo code, and get 10% off. And patrons at level 4 get 15% off, so don't miss out on that offer. Make sure you're using your promo codes.
I hope you guys enjoyed this heavy metal.
Remember, as always, we're all together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.